And I'm back. For those that had the patience to wait, thank you. I had the comments disabled for some reason. I couldn't. I couldn't. People couldn't comment. Once again, I'm the Mad Trucker. This is the live. This is a special live. I usually go on at 1400 hours Central Standard Time to address any issues, topics, concerns that people have with my video content. I don't do YouTube for monetary value, although I'm working on that, but that's not the reason why I do YouTube. I do it for the channel description. And this live is welcome to all that would like to participate. And the only requirement for participation in this live is that you read my channel description. And if it's something that you're interested in, if there's any questions that you have, first and foremost, greet everyone in the room in a peaceful fashion according to your culture and your custom, and then proceed to type whatever it is you'd like to type in the comment section. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for bearing with me. If decided to stick with me tonight, I greatly appreciate it, but there was a shalom my key, peace to the room. That's the only thing that's necessary. And after that, Angelic Discipline can type and ask me whatever he wants to ask me. That's how conversations begin, dialects begin. Let's have conversation, because someone had an issue with one of my videos and asked me, they requested I go live. And that's the reason why I'm going live now. In hopes that person will find my channel and let me know what the issue is with whatever video they had a problem with. And I'm pulling that video up so that we can have context and understand why this person has an issue with my video. I would like to thank everybody for staying with me. Okay. It's dealing with the one Cannonball Jenkins 2757 who had an issue with a video that I made about a video I made about what happened in the Mr. Hill case in Florida with the police officers. Cannonball Jenkins' mentality is, well, the cops were 80% wrong and he was 25% wrong. And my whole stance is, you don't break it down into percentages. Cops are held to a higher standard. They're 100% wrong because it was supposed to be professional. The Supreme Court has ruled on this. You don't have to talk politely to an officer. Threats, yeah, that's one thing. But using a colorful expletive to a police officer is not against the law. It might escalate the situation, and more than likely it will. That's common sense, but it's not against the law. And a cop being held to a higher standard should be able to listen to something like that and say, okay, well, license and registration. This is why I pulled you over. This is my reasonable articulable suspicion of the crime that you've committed, which is speeding. Now I need your license, registration, and insurance. And after receiving those things, he should have been a professional, went back to his squad car, wrote him a ticket, handed him a ticket, and let him leave, regardless of what he said to him. He wasn't obligated to step out of the vehicle. It wasn't about officer safety. And this person says they have a bone to pick with me, per se. That's just to give you some context on what this live is for. I was asked respectfully to go live, and that's why I'm here, in hopes that this person will show up and air out their grievance with the video description. Video. Yeah, this Cannonball Jenkins individual, even exactly the cops broke protocol, which means they were 100% at fault, not 80%. They were at fault. They didn't have to escalate that situation the way they did. Uh, that's common sense. That's kingdom sense. That's doing unto others as you have them do unto you. If words hurt your feelings that much, then you shouldn't wear a badge. Words make your vagina hurt, then you shouldn't put on a badge, even though you don't have a vagina. You develop vagina, you have a badge on. It doesn't give you, words make it itch. It doesn't give you carte blanche to brutalize people because you're supposed to be held to a higher standard as an officer of the law. And I don't know, maybe this person disagrees with me because Cannonball told me to go to sleep and asked me to buy him dinner for some reason. And I'm trying to find the person that wanted to go live. Okay, Mr. Ted Timmis 8135 is who we're waiting on. It has an issue with that video. That video series about Cannonball Jenkins and what that person typed. So we'll just wait and see if he shows up. I highly doubt they do. You know, it's funny that I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm the only person on YouTube that will actually go live to address people that have issue with my content. And if they can prove to me with logic and evidence that my stance on a position is incorrect, I will recant. That's what a man does. If I'm wrong about something, I'll say that, well, you know what? I didn't consider that. I'm wrong. And shalom, Lorite. Thank you for joining the live. I'm not going to be on that long. Thank you for greeting the room in a peaceful fashion. The live is welcome to all that want to attend and have a conversation. And today's conversation is about a one Cannonball Jenkins who someone decided to defend. He decided to defend, saying that it was meet to wish death on me and my family because of the Mr. Hill situation. I think that's above and beyond the Call of Duty. And someone named Tim asked me to go live. So I'm here live as a courtesy to that person that asked me to go live so we can have that conversation. That's what they do. Now, I've had similar situations happen to me, Angelic. And that's the problem. That's the problem. People don't believe the evidence. Yes, you tell somebody that and automatically, oh, no, that never happened to you. Why? Because you never saw it. But see, now they have cameras. They have this stuff that's captured on cameras. And that's why Cannonball Jenkins and Tim, if he comes to the conversation, hopefully stand by their work. That's one thing they don't see. That's normalizing police brutality. They were only 80% wrong because he shouldn't have had an attitude. Even though it's your constitutional right to have attitude if you get pulled over by a police officer. According to Tuesday, Thursday, Friday night. See, that's how they do. It's the grease that's how they grease the wheels. And you know what, to be honest with you, they indifferent about that now too. It's people that want to gaslight these things. People that want to sweep these truths under the rug like they never happened. You ever wonder why it is? Why is it that police officers always get upset when somebody pulls out a camera and starts to record them? How is this about officer safety? You're taking my attention away from the stop. No, I'm exercising a constitutional right. And if what you're doing is according to protocol, I have a constitutional right to observe you in the performance of your duties as long as I remain 20 feet from you. It doesn't mean you rush up on me because I'm recording you. But they get offended because they know what they do is not a righteous thing. That's why. They know what they do is not righteous. They know what they do is not according to the authority that they've been given by the state or county or city in which they have a badge in. You know. But I really wish Timothy would show up. It was 10 hours ago, and I do go live. I try to go live every day, 1400 hours Central Standard Time, to address to have conversations, not arguments, debates, or wars, but conversations about my video content and different topics that affect everybody. Because like it says in my channel description, all means everybody, right? The more conversations we have, the more problems we can solve. And the ones at the top, they don't want us to have conversations. That's why it doesn't bother me. I could be the only person in this room. I'll talk for about a half an hour, and if no one wants to have a conversation, I'll go about my day. But to me, that's love. I love humanity enough to see if there are humane people out there that still see the truth, and they are not ashamed of the truth. You know, people that want to make living truth a way of life. You know, be truthful. Accept accountability for your actions. No one is above the law. The law that protects our rights and doesn't give us rights. Let's do that. That works. That's the one thing that the powers that be don't want us to do. And that's why I do them. And likes are appreciated, they're never required. Subs are appreciated, never required. Shares are appreciated, never required. The only thing that's required is that you read my channel description. If it's something you're interested in, research the things that I'm speaking about for yourself. See if there's any cap in them. Research them to see if they're true. Use more than one source and either validate or invalidate what I'm saying or presenting. And Angelic Discipline says, I saved one of my best friends from a bad misunderstanding because 6 cops had him alone in an alley. I watched out while they readjusted their approach. Right. Because all that, we have to be peaceful as doves and vicious as vipers. You don't have to cuss a cop out. If a cop is escalated, you don't have to deal with them either. Just politely tell them, officer, you seem to be escalated. You haven't given me your reasonable articulable suspicion. And I'm not playing games. And you're talking about this is a deal. I'm not trying to work a contract with you. I need to speak to your supervisor respectfully. I'm going to exercise my 4th and 5th Amendment rights. If you'd like to handcuff me, you can handcuff me. But as a form of arrest, and I don't subject myself to arrest. But you're escalating the situation. Yeah, especially then when you call their family. Especially when you call the family. They really start to get in line in the police. When they know there are people on the phone listening to what they're saying. People videotaping what they're doing. They really change things up. So to Ted Timmis 8135, you're more than welcome to come into the live. Just greet everyone in a peaceful, civilized fashion. And then you can tell me what issue you had with the video content concerning Cannonball Jenkins and, you know, those death threats and him diverting to speeding when the video that I made had nothing to do with that. If you would stand by your work, you're more than welcome to do so in this live. I'm going live for that purpose. It's not an attack. It's not for a debate. It's not for me to go to war with you. It's just an opportunity for you to explain what you mean. and why it is that you feel the way that you feel. Because at the end of the day, the Mad Trucker wants you to feel whatever it is you want to feel. Whatever you want to feel. But just know however you feel is because you would like to feel that way. Let's de-escalate the situation. Exactly, angelic discipline. Let's de-escalate the situation. If you have an issue, let's just have a conversation. Let's just have a one-on-one. You know, and that's what civilized people do. You know. Real Christian of you there, Cannonball Jenkins. You said it's not the speeding that causes the beat down, it's the attitude and the pervasive criminality. Well, attitude is not against the law. You can have an attitude with a police officer. That's not illegal. And criminality, the only criminality was the criminality of the police officers that dragged Mr. Hill out of his car after he said he was getting out because he wasn't moving fast enough. And then they had to take him to the ground like he was a threat when he posed no threat. He had no weapon. And it was 15 hours ago, and I do hope that even if you don't come today, Ted Timmis 8135, that you come back and look at this live, and I will address it to you. And you can address me directly anytime about that video and about why you type what you type at 1400 hours Central Standard Time, around 1400 hours, give or take 30 minutes, depending on my schedule and my day. And I do appreciate you, Tim. I do appreciate you asking me to go live. It is 8:13, and I've been on for about 17 minutes. And at about 30 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And if you'd like to talk about this conversation, if you'd like to talk about this topic at a later date, we can pick it back up then. Right, for physical threats. Mr. Hill posed no physical threat to those officers. So Cannonball Jenkins' mentality is flawed when it comes to the law. There's no, oh, well, he was wrong because of his attitude. No, he wasn't behaving in any criminal activity at the time. Because speeding is code. It's misdemeanor. Matter of fact, speeding is not an arrestable offense. Reckless driving is an arrestable offense, but speeding is not an arrestable offense. And no one said reckless driving, now did they? So it still goes back around to the cops being 100% at fault, and they going out of protocol. They didn't follow their own protocol. They were victim of their own hubris, of their own ego. And usually cops that behave like that, that's what they are, because they train them like that. They train them to lie. And Mad Trucker hates to be one to break it to you, but that's what they do. They train police officers, sheriffs, and stuff. They train them to lie. They train them to do that. That's no cap. If you think it's cap, then just look it up. Why do you think a cop asks you to let your window all the way down? It's not because he can't hear you. Oh, I can't hear you. Yes, he can hear you. In fact, it's not a matter of the cop being able to hear you. It's a matter of you being able to hear the cop. Well, roll your window all the way down. I can't hear you. Well, officer, I can hear you perfectly. Please don't bang on my window like that. It's not against the law to say that. But cop that has his ego bruised, yeah, he'll want to do something violent to you. And that's not justice. That's not the way things work. It's not the way they're supposed to work. Right? They're trained to escalate, not de-escalate the situation. Whatever the situation is. whatever that situation is, they try to escalate it because they make money by how many cells they fill. They want to fill jail cells. It makes money for the state. You know. Makes money for the state. And there are a lot of people that would actively try to take my channel down. And that's because there is a war on truth. It's a war on truth. Anybody that speaks truth to power, it doesn't matter what you look like. If you speak truth to power about these things that are really going on in the world, in America, you know, you're a target. You know, the algorithm don't like you. Your videos don't get promoted. Matter of fact, yeah, they make it seem like you're an enemy of the state. You know, you're the enemy because you're not supposed to wake up people. You're not supposed to tell people the truth. You're supposed to keep with the half of the truth, which is a whole lie. People, there's a war on woke because they want everybody to sleep. Anybody that's woke, they want to put them to sleep. One way or the other. Whether it's to kill their YouTube channel or the TikTok channel or or to take their life physically. That's what they do with anyone that speaks truth to power. And I live like a man. I've taken the philosophy of Malcolm X. I live like somebody who's transpired years ago, 20 years ago. Like somebody who's died 20 years ago. That's how I live my life. Because I'm going to live life. I'm going to live free. And it is freedom or death. And I don't choose death, I choose life. The only way you can choose life is to choose truth. The only way you can choose truth is to seek truth. The only way you can seek truth is to research it for yourself. For yourself. Do it for yourself. Help yourself out. You know. Help yourself out. Help yourself out. The only one that can free you is you. Mad Trucker can't do it. Harriet Tubman couldn't free no slaves either. They had to free themselves. Harriet Tubman was the spark, the truth, that faith and works that freed those slaves. Yeah. And Freedom got a shotgun, but see, that should be the last option. But unfortunately, they trying to make it the final solution. They don't want people to live free. They don't want people to treat one another like human beings, to share with one another, to develop our own businesses and have our own communities and have our own currency and have our own way of dealing with each other. They don't want that. They want us slaves to the beast system that says you have to work to death. By the time you're old enough to draw Social Security, there's not going to be anything there for you to draw. And what can you do? You're old. You can't work anymore. Then what? Right? You think the government's going to take care of you? The government don't even take care of veterans. They come back over here with PTSD like myself, and they have all kinds of problems. They don't get help. They tell you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but every time you get a piece of leather to put on you between your toes, they want to snatch it out. You know, they tax it out from under you. It is what it is until people change it. We all have to change it collectively. That's why it's about conversations. It's not about opinions. Opinions change, but truth doesn't change. You can't change what's true. That's what they're trying to do. And to Tim that asked me to go live, you know, I honored that, and I didn't think he'd show up. So I appreciate it. You know, I do appreciate it, even if you don't. To Tim, I went live to see if you wanted to have a conversation about that topic. Mr. Hill, the Florida police, whatnot. And I would like to thank everybody that did show up. You know, I got about 5 more minutes before I'm gone. And Tim hasn't shown up. And that's no more against Tim. And like I always say, my channel is not the place to bully anybody or belittle anybody. My live is a place for attacking lies, attacking falsehoods, attacking these half-truths and whole lies. You know, and freeing yourself from a well-dressed lie. Coming to the butt-naked truth. That's all. That's up to the viewer too. It's up to you. It's not up to me. You know, it's up to you. I'm not selling anything. That's why that thing did like it did, because, yeah, it's not made for kids. And they got my live marked made for kids, and I don't know why they got it marked that way. I do appreciate everybody that's joined today. I really do. I want to thank each and every one of you. It's Friday night. You could be anywhere, but you're here. And we can do an open topic, but we got about 3 minutes before the Mad Trucker's gone. And if nobody has anything for me, I'm going to sign off in about 2.5 minutes. You finished taking your shower, son? Okay. Go take a shower and try to lay down and get some rest. Where you going? The garbage is in the thing, son. Lock the door. And I want to thank Angelic Discipline for moderating. Thank you, brother, for I know it's not much, man, but it's all I got right now. You know, things kind of tough. And my sister and Lorraine Owens. Thank you, Sister Lorraine. I appreciate you joining the live. And I think Pastor's coming on at 8. We'll try to catch him before I fall asleep. And to all my family, all my people that follow the way. Mashiach, man. Shalom. Thank you for joining. I'm the Mad Trucker. And shalom.